my hip hop. First name basis with directors. Met him as an extra, dressed up, smiling under pressure. Couple hours ago, I was vibing on those benches.
So I'm sitting here with Starda, and you do a lot of stuff and things. So can you tell us exactly what it is you describe yourself as?
Way too busy. For starters, but no, I'm a hip hop artist.
Okay.
That's where everything started. I've been rapping since I was 6, and honestly I've been focused towards it since then. I knew what I wanted to be, and I never stopped. But I think it's important for people to have an open mind to things. You learn a lot more, and it'll get you where you need to be, maybe a little faster, if not a little slower, but you'll learn more, you know what I mean? So it kind of just took me everywhere. I got into acting. I run a clothing line, Forever the Fly, which is, I'm wearing one of the pieces right now. I'm public relations for them. As you know Charlie Rock, one of our best business partners. We do a little bit of everything, so that we've done like an extremely large amount of community events, just showcases, citywide shows. I work with a whole bunch of organizations on Staten Island Arts, Snug Harbor, Making Memories, the list really goes on, Harbor Lights. Yeah.
Seems to be the theme that you have to have your hand in everything for everyone to know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So did you receive any training, or were you just like 6 years old, I'm going to start talking about rapping, I'm going to be famous for it?
Honestly, no, I've no training, but I guess I can say I paid my dues. So I've learned a lot. So I guess you can call the quote-unquote grind my training.
All right, I mean? That's on-the-job training.
Yes, exactly.
You know, I meet a lot of people that haven't had any type of formal training, and now I'm thinking, damn, I paid a lot of money for mine.
I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I'm always looking for training. You know what I mean? Well, as far as music goes, I'd say I get a lot of my influence and inspiration from the people around me. You know, I know a lot of artists. As far as acting goes, I'm just getting into a bit of acting training, but I've been doing pretty well without it so far. But I think that just comes from being a clown in school and then just kind of reflecting on camera. But yeah, no, I agree. I see the same thing. I know a lot of people that haven't been trained in what they're doing, and they're like becoming the best.
Well, that just goes to show you that if you really want to do something, you can make it happen without any kind of. I think that's a good thing.
Exactly.
So what's the project there? Tell us about a project you're working on now.
Okay, so I was working on the Starda kit, which is the
I
album
like that. That's a cute pun. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I was working on the Starda kit for honestly maybe like 2.5 years for this one project. And unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, because I came into a good situation, but that project got pushed back. So I'm actually working on 2 EPs right now. And I'm not going to give anybody the titles yet because they actually might change. Secrets. But yeah, so the EP I'm working on right now, the first one is kind of reflecting on the American dream and just, you know, like what people go through while chasing that dream. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of fear behind it. There's a lot of expectations. And it's pretty much just telling my story and kind of hopefully inspiring people to just let go of those fears and not focus so much on what the quote-unquote American dream is, but more focus on what your dream is, you know what I mean? And taking that, becoming that, and spreading across the world, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's a good theme to have, because it's always something that every one of us are wrestling with all the time. Where do you get your inspiration from? I guess your life and the struggle.
Yeah, honestly, the struggle, and you know, and really the highs and lows. You know what I'm saying? Just from trying to get where you want to be, you know. But honestly, the artists around me and my community, like Staten Island, really just being known as considered the forgotten borough. You know, when you go to these showcases in Manhattan or in Brooklyn and things like that. And just even, I was at the Christmas in Brooklyn Hot 97 Run DMC LL Cool J concert that recently passed, and they're shooting, like, you know, they're shouting out all these boroughs, and, you know, they actually forgot us. They didn't say our name, so, you know, luckily I was close enough. Staten Island is everybody, you know? But, yeah, honestly, my inspiration just comes from people around me, you know, my family, you know, other artists like, you know, like Mos Def, Pharoah Monch, Jean Grey, you know, the Jay-Z's and, you know, things like that. And, you know, not surprisingly, because it's all the art form, but visual art actually gives me a lot of my inspiration also, just to look at a piece and see where the artist is going with it, or even if it's just as clear as day, like just to take in that creativity, it makes me want to challenge, you know, because with lyricism, you're trying to paint a picture for people, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you know, it goes hand in hand. So I'll see like a piece you've done, I like get a gallery with all these feet, and I ask you, why'd you do that? And you're like, oh, because it's so hard, and the bone structure is, you know, like, with me, I think of like my flows and my delivery like that. Like, all right, how can I flip this so when they hear it the 7th time, that's when they click the 5 different meanings behind that one bar, you know, like, I really believe, you know, getting creative with your music, and not just, you know, for hip hop artists, not just I'm gonna rap about this money because the beat is jumping. And
that's actually what I wanted to talk to you about. So how does the public, or what the public want, affect what you make?
It really doesn't affect it too much. The only thing I would say is maybe the beat selection that people like, because, you know, I'm a fan also, you know what I'm saying? So there's certain songs that I'll hear and I'm like, you know, maybe we could try something like that, but I really don't like to follow the trends, you know what I mean? But I make music for the people. So even like people around me, I'll see things that they're going through, or just like little conversations we have, and that may affect like a song, you know what I'm saying, to tune into how they're feeling and that emotion and things like that. But other than that, like, I'm really just trying to be known for doing my own thing, and, you know, a bit of a rebel.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's
super hard, I think, especially when you're creating for the public as any type of artist, because you have to be able to, for these people to identify with what you're making, and then have them like it at the same time, but still concentrate on projecting your message. It's a lot of variables, and I think you're succeeding very well at doing it. You're welcome. So what can we look for from you in the future?
In the future? Okay. So this is my first time saying this to public period, so you're about to get exclusive. But I recently signed to War Media, which is Pharoah Monch's label. And I'm part of their management now. They just did, they just did this whole like just upgrade in the whole company. So I'm extremely excited to be a part of that, which is why the Starda kit actually got pushed back, which is why I said, you know, it's really not too much of a bad thing. But those EPs, I actually just shot for a movie called 72 Hours, A Brooklyn Love Story. So that'll be out probably within like another year or two. I definitely plan on continue to, you know, keep acting. Like I said, I worked with Snook Harbor and Staten Island Arts, and they actually gave me a couple of awards, the Excellence in the Arts Awards, a couple of grants. I actually was honored by like U.S. Congress, State Assembly, and the Council with the Emerging Young Artist Award for Staten Island, and that took. One is just a blessing, because that's never, no hip hop artist or young person period from Staten Island, you know, got that award. So I really just want to continue to just keep building foundations on Staten Island, you know, and then taking the artists that we've been working with, and that's I'm really proud of, because everybody's been like really grinding and establishing themselves, and then just taking it to other states, you know what I mean? So that's one thing that me and a couple of people are working on now. Shout out to Soul and the Art Cartel, and you know, and yeah, honestly, I just want to keep, you know, just positive vibes going, and hopefully we should have some kind of school tour going by September. Yeah, that's, you know? We're pioneering here. We're putting Staten Island on the map. Yes. Thanks, Starda. Where can we find you on social media? Tell us. Okay, all my YouTube, my SoundCloud, my Twitter, my Instagram is all one Starda. That's the number 1, STARDA, no spaces. I follow you back. And my Facebook, William Starda Perry. Pretty much if you just like type in like William Starda Perry on Google, like you'll find a whole bunch of other links and things like that. But at warmedia.com and foreverlivefly.com. Subscribe to foreverlivefly.com, people. We give you treats, we give you events, we give you artists, and great fashion, you know? Pioneers we are. Pioneer, aye. Awesome, that was great. You're a good talker. Probably because you're an actor. Well, I wasn't acting this time. That was pure from the heart. I gotta say one more thing before we close. What is it? Tell me. Swag dirty. I have to say it everywhere.
What does that even mean?
Swag dirty? Okay, can I speak on what swag dirty means?
Okay.
All right, swag dirty is pretty much balance and freedom. You know what I'm saying? So it's like me, like you'll see me in like corporate events and you'll see me, you know, shaking hands and smiling, but I'm also just a, you know, a young dude from the projects that's just trying to find his way. So you're gonna find me in like urban wear, you're gonna see me in like some clubs, you're gonna see me just chilling with girls, you know what I mean? But like it's the balance of not getting caught up on one side or what one thing should be, you know what I mean? So it's like my swag is dirty. Like you hear swag, you automatically think fresh, clean, cut, but it's like, you know, it's dirty. Like
it's like
just
an
a splash.
oxymoron.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a splash of something that's just like. Oh,
I'm gonna start saying that swag dirty.
Swag dirty. You know, it really just means be free, be yourself, and don't allow yourself to be stuck in any kind of box. You know
I like
what I mean?
that. We're out of the box, people.
Out of the box, you know.
That was awesome. I'm gonna say swag dirty at the end of all my interviews. Don't forget, swag dirty.